Hey everyone, my name is Flicker and welcome to my daily skies. My sky dailies. Providing the ground. Ba-da-da-ba-dum-bum. Hmm. Hmm. I've been looking for a way out. Running around with my head down, my pride in the ground. Out a player. You need to jump back and go do that. Nope, they're already gone. Well, that's why we usually avoid taking that variation on the path. Damn. Thank you. And of course I can't use that button during cutscenes. Lovely. Shotgun. Oh. Devil's den, the devil's den. We all live in the devil's den. Devil's den, the devil's den. We all live in the devil's den. Devil. Okay. Devil's den, the devil's den. We all live in the devil's den. Hmm. Hmm. Yep, it's in this area. Got it. Hmm. How do you give forth trust and ability to live as oneself, while also accounting for misuse of trust and or the fact that sometimes your trust will be misplaced? The answer to that seems to be the idea of adaptability, but that's easier said than done as a foolproof solution. Thank you, have a good day. Navigate this game like I'm fucking playing around on a hoverboard. Sometimes I'll float across certain sections of the map consistently. Other times, I'll just run along the ground. It's okay to float and move around and such, but don't ever try to float away. Don't ever lose your anchor or tether to the ground. Something that'll keep you safe 9 times out of 10. 3, 2, 1. Oh, why can't we just dance the pain away as all the elements arise, surround. Dance the pain away. I'm not going to be able to catch up with the birds if I'm at the tail end of things. Thankfully, I'm not at the tail end of things. Because the false answer is control. That's the easiest answer possible. At least so it seems on the surface. But the further you delve down the path of that answer, the more you realize that you can't control things beyond yourself. And any attempts to do so may invariably end up leading towards the very things that you were wanting to avoid. It's ironic, in seeking out control, one loses the most control. Server merge, could you not? Even when you master self-control, that does not mean you are done with the path of adaptability. Self-control is only the start of such a path. If gravity is to pull you down every time you try to go up, then why not accept it and work it into your flow? To steal momentum from the very forces that would just seek to pull you down and turn it into energy that you can use for yourself. Gas, gas, gas. Do you like my car? Of course, sometimes gravity will pull at you in the moments where you think you've got your momentum built up flawless, and you'll try to dismiss it only for it to grow stronger and stronger. It's in moments like those that one should learn to accept gravity, even if it means killing momentum. Because there's something you did not understand about the flow, the proper path to keep maintaining one's own flow while also respecting gravity and being able to make use of it. Oh, I'm talking in metaphors? Why, goodness, I'm glad you noticed that. Damn you, game. And of course you can kill my speed. Oh well, I can gain it back right here. Yeah. For example, the gravity I feel towards wanting to be around that fenced stork is immense. By all means, it's something I can't get rid of or ignore. However, just because I can't get rid of it or ignore it doesn't mean I can't channel it in different directions. Just because I want to be around them doesn't mean I need to be around them. Besides, the gravity I feel is that of potential, not of what's actively there. There's no point in investing in endless potential if none of it is made manifest through actual effort. And so I've turned that what if of potential that I yearned for into a piece of fiction. It allows me to process my feelings while also exploring the dynamics of my own faults when interacting with the faults of someone else. Because I have no doubt that the dense stork would probably be one to have a weakness to sycophants, but actually use that as part of their method in the hopes of it working out in the long term. However, because they fail to form deep relationships beyond those of shallow interactions and pieces of honesty, then ultimately they're going to keep losing people in the moments where they fail to follow through on the actual connection, in favor of running with the crowd and keeping the general crowd happy. Which is one of the reasons why I don't quite agree with their method of socially navigating. Even if I do seek to learn from it so as to better understand how to balance out my own social navigation skills. Because what they've embraced is the very part of myself that I initially rejected. And so learning how to integrate it in a healthy way that allows me to gain energy from different places while still maintaining my integrity is ultimately the key focus. I could care less if they actually ever hear me or see me now. Because the point isn't to do it for them or in the hopes of whatever they might one day give me. The point of working through the fiction and all this left behind baggage that I've just had dumped on me and told, oh, it's not important. The point of working through it isn't for their benefit, it's for my own. And it's one of the reasons why I want to be able to disconnect it, the fictionalization of what I thought would be or could be from the reality of the actual person. Because it's the fictionalization I value. Since that is in the realm of potential. And the actual person themselves has no interest in pursuing that potential or communicating in that regard. As far as I know. I actually haven't seen anything of them in a good while. Fun to think about, but not necessarily productive unless I'm actually thinking about the story dynamics. I swear, if they ever come back around and try to use that piece of fiction to, you know, buy my favor, I'm going to just flat out tell you, no. I processed and created this for myself. This is not yours to cash in. And you do not get to use it as an excuse for missed time or failed investment. In short, they'll be starting from zero. Like they should have from the beginning, but whoop-de-doo, I got confused. And very heavily charmed. It may take pride in that, but personally speaking, I wouldn't count that as something to be taking too much pride in, lest one loses themselves to superficiality and the lack of substance. Because at that point, you're so focused on keeping and maintaining a performance of, look at me, I'm beautiful, I'm flawless, or whatever. I'm maintaining an illusion that you've built a community around, that you fail to give yourself space to room to breathe as yourself, and you push it, and the very people who would give you that space are the very people you end up pushing away. Oh well. My depiction and thought of the actual person could be highly inaccurate to their reality. Because again, I'm not part of their life. And I love that I can say that honestly. I'm not a part of their life. The drinks are so cold. Na na na. Cause baby, they're not making any sense. And baby, you're the one thing on my mind, but that can change anytime. Cause there's so many fine women that my head is spinning, I'm lost all feeling. Everybody singing like, hey, na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na na na. There's too many fine women that my head is spinning and I'm seeing double vision. Everywhere I'm singing like, hey, na na na, hey, hey, na 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 na. It's interesting. I want to separate the fictional characterization of what I thought the person could be from the reality of what the person is. In doing so, that means I have to make sure I have an accurate understanding as to what the original person was like. It's kind of a double catch, a catch-22 hidden inside of itself and self-referencing so as to create a paradox to where each direction I go, no matter which one, I'm ultimately undermining the original purpose, while also at the same time serving it. You ever run into a situation like that? Where in trying to do one thing, you end up serving it the very thing that subverts it? I know I've been through that experience. It's not fun. It leaves you feeling ashamed of yourself. Because what you expect of yourself and what you're able to actually do are two different things. And if you can't accept where you're at, then how are you going to move forward into where you want to be? Cause there's so many fine women that my head is spinning and I'm lost all feeling. Everybody singing like, hey, na na na, hey, hey, na 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 na, hey, na na na, hey, hey, na 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 na. That my head is spinning and I'm seeing double vision. Everybody singing like, hey, na na na, hey, hey, na 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 na. Oh no, I have more interesting girls than I do guys. I'm gonna be real. Girls are just so fucking cute. Ah no. So fucking. Oh. They're cool, they're cute, they've got so many lovely attributes, and each person always decides to explore themselves in a different way. I love it. Yes, I am gay. Welcome to reality. Now that said, just because I love it does not mean that I think each and every one of them would be willing to date me. Please, no. If anything, I'm willing to bet that most of them wouldn't. Not because I'm undateable or because of my negative qualities, but because they simply wouldn't have the time or space to connect with me in the way that I want. And so that automatically crosses a whole swath of people off my list of what I look for as potential interactions. Because if they abandon their life in order to spend time with me, then I'm going to feel responsible and ultimately feel like I'm not able to ultimately be free and be myself around said person, because I'm then having to make sure that they don't self-destruct in trying to follow my lead so closely and maybe even blindly. Situation that happened with Lillian, actually, where ultimately The relationship was good, but I never felt fully comfortable. Because the things I wanted to expect of her weren't reasonable for where she was at in life. The way that she wanted to be around me all the time, instead, whenever, in the regards where there was free time for both of us, was also something where I was like, Like, let's be real here. I can yap and yap and yap and be anxious about the idea of the dense stork all day. But I am still a fearful avoidant. Anxious avoidant myself. Oh, first time I've seen one, like, down here like that in a while. Neat. There's usually at least 4 of these. Well, yes, I actually like someone exactly because they're flawed. That doesn't mean I'm going to fucking ignore their flaws. Especially when those flaws deal psychic fucking damage to me. And that's another thing I worry about, but ultimately can't do anything about is... Okay, so what if they do hear these videos? So what then, if they decide they want to prove me wrong? Well, on one hand, go for it, go ahead if you really want to try that hard. Second, try not to self-sacrifice your own sanity in trying to prove me wrong just for the sake of your own damn pride, because at that point you're then falling into the same trap of self-destruction that I did. Yes, I am listening to the Can while talking about all this, because it's damn fitting. It's like a comedy special, where I'm the one who finds it fucking funny, only because I want to laugh at the bitter irony of things instead of fucking cry. It's not worth crying over. Especially when they don't care. You think I'm being too egotistical and possibly a little narcissistic in thinking that they might actually like me one day? And end up unable to avoid me? To some degree you're not wrong, in all regards. If I'm wrong about that, then I'm wrong, and I'll have it proven to me throughout my life. But here's the thing. I'm willing to pay that cost. I'm willing to accept it. Not because it's not going to hurt, but because I wasn't getting much of anything out of being around them in the first place. Definitely a massive learning opportunity that could give great perspective, and I'm channeling that as best I can. But ultimately, the reason why I'm stuck on their concept isn't because of them as a person. Okay, well, no, that's not quite right. It's not because of them as a person, but because I know I can't expect or get anything from them, and thus there is no relationship to be had. With all things considered, they and Lillian are a bit alike. Collected the entire rainbow. Oh well. Why? No, there's a fondness and a warmth I feel inside of myself when I think about them. And, like anyone else, I actually enjoy that feeling, so yeah. Part of one of the reasons why I'm stuck on their concept. It's weird, but even if it's silly and not necessarily all that effective, and start trying to make the distinction between the actual person and the concept I'm stuck on, I'm creating space and separation between the two things, so that way I can move on even if these feelings don't go away. Because if the person and the actual concept change or become too different from one another, then at some point they'll just end up being disconnected and I'll be able to keep that concept all for myself. And I'll be able to let go properly of the real person that the concept first originated from, because they don't connect to that concept anymore. Isn't that ironic? That in expecting me to stay attached to the real person, one can still foster disconnect by focusing on and separating the concept of what one thought the other person was from the reality of the other person, while still caring about both people, both the fictional version and the real person, enough to where the unhealthy attachment is split in half into two equally balanced healthy attachments. One towards a character or fiction that lives rent-free in my head, and that I can't continuously draw energy and inspiration out of whenever I fucking want to. And then the other, from caring about and hoping the best for someone who ultimately probably isn't going to be a part of my life. Because there is no relationship with them. The history may be there as a relationship, but that's an echo of the past, it imprinting itself on the present. That's not an active dynamic. And so, they both owe me nothing and I owe them nothing. hoping this answer is good enough to fucking not lose my sanity again. To not end up at risk of getting hurt again. Because it doesn't matter how much I care about them. There's no communication, no trust, and no active working together even as friends. There's no room for me in their life. So why should I keep open room for them in mine? Especially when it hurts so much to have tried so hard. Not only have been dismissed, but used as a scapegoat. As an excuse to cut things short, conform to social pressure, and also gain support for said person by paying the cost with myself. I may have given them the option of that, but I've really been hoping that they wouldn't take it. That's, I think, the pain that sits with me the deepest. Is I made a gamble, I made a bet, and I got burned. I got burned by someone I cared about, because I stretched their trust and their ability to try and handle things way too thin, over a lack of communication and other issues that ultimately cannot be stretched over, navigated around, or ignored. I'm not going to make that mistake again. That's why they'd be starting from zero if they ever interacted with me again. Why I worked so hard to be able to separate my attachment from the reality. So that way I can recognize the reality without the attachment. But if I'm unable to do that, then I'm not providing an opportunity for them to grow and learn that doesn't put me at risk. And I can't afford that. I can't afford to put myself at risk just because I like them again. I can't afford to put myself at risk again just because I like them. Especially when they've already proven that they'll use me as an excuse to avoid their own issues. Well, that they would fucking try to frame my own issues as something. Oh, that just pisses me off. It's not worth lingering on. You do you, I'll do me, we won't do each other, probably. Because if I'm going to do my fictional self story proper justice, then ultimately understanding how to best portray the worst traits of both people in the antagonist will create a decent enough foil for me to feel safe and comfortable, even if I'm not still flawed, weird, and imperfect. But at the very least, I deserve to live as my own self. Even if that means dealing with and taking responsibility for that self. There's a lot of sides of it when they're crazy. I'll make you laugh, I'll make you cry. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Just take us along for the ride. We laugh and we cry with you. You crap your pants, we know you do too. Remember when you start screaming that you'll never scream alone. Well, yes, I can't blame them for using me as an excuse when I gave them the perfect opportunity to do so. But I can still acknowledge that they made that decision when under pressure, and use it to inform myself as to my own safety around them as a person. After all, for all I know, they're never going to see this. Hell, if I title this video properly, they'll probably avoid it. If they're even around at all. Thank you. No, I guess the summary of it is they may want me and want to keep me around to make themselves feel better about who they are. But the reality is they're not willing to pay the effort cost that actually takes to get to know me and have me be a part of their life. And so they will find nothing here for them. Only an absence. And that is out of fairness to myself. For all that I say that, it's still hard not to be scared. Because effectively, even if I technically have some form of influence or power over the relationship dynamic in my own regard, I'm leaving the major decision making and potential impacts up to them. Which means that they are still in a position to hurt me, even if they don't like to think of themselves as such. Until they can face such a thing responsibly without crashing out, breaking down, or feeling or avoiding the discomfort of reality, then they will not be a part of my life. And sure, they may be dealing with a million other things in their own life. I don't know what stress or troubles they've got. I'm completely tuned out and I love it. Oh. The reason why I love it? Because ultimately it's my best defense against being used as an excuse again. Unfairly or unjustly, and to avoid being used as a nice little scapegoat. Because I don't like being a scapegoat. I don't think anyone does. For all that I'm able to be calm like this, for all that I'm able to keep a pretty civil outer appearance. Oh, bitch, I am still in fight or flight. I'm still in fight or flight. I think that's the first time I've admitted that to myself out loud, so I might just take a moment or two to cry about it. Just like in the very beginning, just because they wouldn't ever intend to hurt me doesn't mean that they aren't capable of it. Until they're willing to face, acknowledge, and take responsibility for that fact, I cannot give them my trust. Like I tried to once before. The kind of life they want to live is not the kind of life I want to live. And so, to each their own. Even if that means being cold, distant, and otherwise. To each their own. I'm not a good person. I just try to be a decent one. Because in trying to be a good person, one can get subverted by paranoia of the shame, judgment, and expectations of others to the point of self-destructing. That's not worth it. Who in the what? Why? Why? Buddy. What the fuck was that? I was not within your line of sight or range, so why the fuck did you lock on to me? Rude. I stuck to my space. Why the fuck are you going after me? Ah. Because at the very least, I'm able to acknowledge that just because I don't want to hurt them doesn't mean I'm not capable of it. Be it by intention or unintentionally. That was the one thing I sought most to get myself to acknowledge, recognize, and realize during the midst of that situation. So to have all my efforts, everything, just thrown at the ground, in front of my own 2 feet, and not just have the pain of them no longer being a part of my life, but an entire social group that I felt safe around? Not worth sticking to, not worth lingering on those feelings. It's not going to get me anything or change the past. Hello again. Yes, you noticed me. Goodbye. You're not dark fucking dragons. You're oversized krill that are so hungry for light and a desperation to rekindle yourselves that to see what others walking around with what you don't have means you attempt to hunt them down. And it's just sad. You don't deserve my pity. You deserve healing, growth, and maybe recovery, but you don't deserve my pity. Why do you think the community calls you krill? My lead will make you wanna get so close. Well, I like to dance, so if you do, just get on the floor, forget the romance. This is what music was created for, so find someone hot. And if you're not, it doesn't matter, baby. Take what you got and just go dance till you feel better. I like to dance. Glow sick electric. Dance. So if you do, just get on the floor, forget the romance. This is what music was created for, so find someone hot. And if it's not, it doesn't matter, baby. Take what you got and just go dance till you feel better. I like to dance, so if you do, just get on the floor, forget the romance. This is what music was created for. Find someone hot. And if it's not, it doesn't. And if you're not, it doesn't matter, baby. Just take what you got and go dance till you feel better. Lovesick, electric. Why, yes, I'm emotionally mature in regards to how I handle things. even though I have a less mature grasp on navigating practical life in our modern world. But all things considered, with that how much chaos there is, I can't say that I have too big of a negative there. Crowds, baby. Her eyes, they tell me what I need to know. Her touch, it tells me where I need to go. My lead will make you wanna get so close. Da 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 da. But I like to dance, so if you do, just get on the floor, forget the romance. This is what music was created for. So find someone hot, and if you're not, it doesn't matter, baby. Take what you got. Just go dance till you feel better. I like to sick, love sick, electric, love sick, electric. Ah. Because it's really only when I'm able to treat them as a person from zero, no bonuses or anything, that they'll actually have a chance to get to know me at a pace that they're comfortable with. And I'll be able to live my life without getting too worried about them. Electric. Alright. Also, that one was called Play with Fire, but it was using a completely different song. Fucking boring. Seriously though, I am actively working to desensitize myself to the whole situation by talking about it. It's one of my coping mechanisms after all. Um, Stupid intruder came and ruined an empty space. I wonder when it's done something nice face to fake. Again, when I meet Locker in this place, the stinkest mess of it waters my eyes like mace. Isn't be boring, then maybe you'll be okay, but that's just science being dumb. Oh, fuck you too, game. I know that would please me, you don't see me. You think you see me, but I'm rabid and hibernating simultaneously. Who are you to think the tips on me? You don't know me, and that's the problem. Empty space, I guess that's okay. I saw some nice and dead souls. Alright, I'm giving up on that. I know that metaphor was dumb. Catching information on this stupid place. Maybe in another life I fought a war and had 100 wives. It's not easy, they say it's easy, but I'm be stuffed and roasted. I know that would please me, you don't see me. Think you see me, but I'm rabid and hibernating simultaneously. Who are you to give me tips on me? You don't know me, that's a problem. Ruined an empty space. I don't know why a bunch of drugs in a nice face is fake. Better a fake and nice face. So that way you can treasure and keep your own kindness to those who actually have earned it. Who actually deserve it. Okay. At this point, I'm not even doing this with the expectation of getting wax out of it. I'm doing it with the expectation of, I want to challenge myself, so fuck you. Are you gonna keep on trying to server merge me in the middle of this? You gonna keep being a complete piece of shit? Oh, come on. I could have had that if you hadn't fucking launched me into the stratosphere. Or spiked me into the ground like a fucking volleyball, you fucking stupid piece of electronic. Welcome to my flaws. Server merge, you're such a piece of shit. And now, I actually want your help, server merge. Oh. Of course, it's going to be unlikely to find anything for me, so in that regard, I'm not going to be frustrated with it. But it's trying to find someone to help me when I was in the middle of trying to fucking lock down this end of the darkness plant and burn it away was fucking annoying. And if you're wanting me to be able to do better as a person, and maybe instead of expecting me to maintain the illusion all the time, you help me figure out ways to actually turn that illusion, that facade or presentation that I hope to be able to extend towards many people out of politeness and respect, into a reality that I can live with. Which isn't to say sacrifice your own time and being for me, please no. At the very least, don't try to chide me or preach to me about things I already know about. Thank you. If you know of tools that have helped you learn how to be more respectful, civil, and reasonable, while also acknowledging and processing your own feelings, I would love to hear that in the comments. Aww. You're not gonna help me out here? Look, I've already got half of it done. Come on, it's worth it. No, seriously, it's actually worth it. I'm not going to try and fucking tempt you. Oh well. I do not have an accurate opinion on the other person. Absolutely true, and I probably won't ever really have an accurate opinion on the other person, so I'm okay with that. Because if I sit here expecting them to confront me or do anything about my wrong opinion, then ultimately I'm going to get nothing. The whole point isn't to actually get anything out of them. It's to practice expecting nothing from someone who really isn't going to give anything unless you don't expect anything of them. And even then you can't expect anything of them. To recognize that you cannot pressure, force, guilt trip, or otherwise anything out of someone, regardless of how much you care about them. And sure, sometimes my own demands and the requests I ask for don't sound too unreasonable. But that doesn't mean that just because it doesn't sound unreasonable, that it isn't unreasonable for them. That it's not something that they're ready to deal with yet. And if I go around expecting that of them, then the only thing I build up is my own resentment, which serves no one. Doesn't serve me, doesn't serve them, just creates friction, tension, anger. Destroys things that don't need to be destroyed. Better to let go. You gave me permission to be wrong, to hold space for me being wrong. I gave that to myself. In a world like this, if you wait around for someone to give you permission for everything, you'll eventually have nothing. It's learning to balance when you give yourself permission for something with reasonability around why, as a form of self-care rather than as a form of self-entitlement or to learn how to nurture oneself instead of just spoiling them is rather difficult. After all, you're the one holding yourself accountable. And that's what I'm trying to do here. messy, uninformed, reckless, and scared as I am, I want to hold myself accountable. I want to see myself grow. I'm not going to get that darkness lantern, and they can't get out from behind the gate, so... I can't... Things I'm doing may not make sense to you. That doesn't mean they're any less worth doing. Just means you haven't made time or space to hear my perspective. And if you never choose to do so... For as much as it's not fun, that's okay. You've got your own life to live, don't you? Just... try to make sure you're not leaving behind something you'll regret. Damn it, Rain, I tried to go through all that effort to fucking cognitively get myself to disconnect, and then you go and... Ah! Oh, Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result each time. And in that regard, I guess I am a little crazy. Come on, girl, you don't need to feel ashamed for caring about them. You don't need to feel ashamed for having boundaries and prioritizing your own needs, damn it. You don't need to live up to an unreasonable expectation, be it from yourself or others, damn it. So long as you're trying to learn, grow, heal, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes, you'll be okay. I don't like being stuck in fight and flight. There's so many contradictions between all the different troops in regards to what happened over 2 years ago and my feelings around that dense dork that I don't know. And I only just now realized that I could have gone and grabbed a daily. Still not used to this new system they've got. I'll get the hang of it eventually, though. Visit. Okay. You could do that, or you could just pay the candles. Yep. Well, that gives more room for personal debate and decision making. I can see why they implemented it. Hey, you wanna hang out? Available in 4 days. Check later. The one I want to hang out the most with is the one I can't hang out with. Darn it. I'd rather not spend 17 candles on that. So yeah. Alright. I don't know how to take back the power that I gave to that person. But I'm trying to figure it out. But I don't think they're ready for it. I don't think they even want it. Personally speaking, it would be nice if they did. Have it out of my mind and finally done. Over with. But by my own personal definitions and variable understandings, that would be me going to sleep to avoid the pain. Cinderella, don't you go to sleep. It's such a better form of refuge. Why don't you know the kingdom's under siege? And everybody needs you. Is there still magic in the midnight sun? Or did you leave it back in 61? Meanings that weren't even originally part of a song can still emerge. Death of the author. If I close my eyes, I can make it go away. But I need to stay awake. If I close my eyes, I can sleep the pain away. But I need to stay awake to find the remedy. And so, I stay awake. Resting and sleeping in moments where I feel like I've got the space to do so. Because you cannot do both endlessly. That isn't living. That's not even surviving. That's shutting down and forgetting. And I don't want to forget. I want to live and remember. Also, hold up, were those squirrels? No, those were cats. It'll launch me if I interact with it. Okay then. Oh. Yeah, I could pull Raiden, Jack the Ripper. Where it's like, don't you want them? Don't you want to fucking have them and to have them be a part of your life? And it's like, you know what? Yeah, I do. I really, really do. But, here's the thing. They deserve to live their own life. And I deserve to live mine. So the best thing I can do here is to learn how to control and be here for myself. Because there is nothing I can change about them. I don't want them to change themselves or erase their original personality. I want them to grow and nurture their own capabilities so that way they are not as trapped as they have been in the past. I will not give in to you, you fucking call of obsession. Fuck off. Our backs to the wall. Even if the best thing I can do is to stay out of the way and not be a nuisance to someone else's life, then I'll at least try to fucking do that. Bippity boppity boo. Corkscrew number 2. If this is all the light I have in me, so be it. I will treasure it. For it is still mine. I'm a very silly dumbass. And I will keep banging my head against this wall, so help me until it fucking breaks and gets out of my fucking way. Like that one Shen comic where it's like, you'll never get anywhere if you you'll never get anywhere doing it that way. A crack forms in the wall. Oh no. They might actually get somewhere doing it that way. Which can be a nice, satisfying feeling of pride, let's be real. But it is still better to try and learn how to do it the proper way, to just go around the wall instead of breaking the wall down and moving forward blindly. Hey. Oh. Shut your eyes, don't be scared. Shut your eyes. I did not need to see the inside of my own head. I have been trapped in there enough. Thank you, game. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have given the advice of you shouldn't pack away parts of yourself, and more so turned it into you should find ways so that to express those same parts of yourself safely and effectively in different environments, so that way they have more wiggle room to live in that won't be self-destructive. But, alas, I am not always good with words. In fact, I am rather horrible with them sometimes. Cross my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side. La da 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 da. Cross my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side. Yeah, this is one of the easiest things for me to talk about. That's what I'm doing to relax. Because if I never give it space and I never give it room to breathe, then ultimately it's going to build up under the surface and get to me. And I don't want to let that happen. Because that means it would control my actions in ways I don't like. And I can't afford that. Not just for my own sanity, but for my own fucking safety. You'll become one freak creature's monster party. Turn the lights off. These nightmares that live inside your head belong to you. The nightmares that live inside of your head belong to you. If need be, you may need to learn how to temper, tame, and ultimately train them to work for you without disrespecting them as part of yourself. Put the devil in its proper place. Purpose of a psychotherapist. To make people whole and integrated, capable of acknowledging multiple realities without self-destructing. See how but the fire inside of us burns. Everybody wants to get evil tonight. But all good devils masquerade under the light. Da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Can't they take it? Should be stronger. Roots abandoned, breathing water. My distracted sons and daughters out for slaughter. Turn the lights off. Purity is also a type of isolation, you know? Don't you like it? I know I do. How about you? What do we know? Tiny colors, hypnotizing, terrorizing. Turn the lights off. Everybody likes to get taken for turns. See how bright the fire inside of us burns. And everybody wants to get evil tonight. But all good devils masquerade under the light. Tune darling, twinkle brightly, witness, strike the nights off. Sleepy child, spark desire, walk the fire. To those of you who snuck by and saw fragments of this recording, thank you. To those of you who stuck around and watched a good chunk through, I deeply appreciate it. Seriously, thanks. I can't imagine someone watching through the entirety of these videos every time, but to know that someone tries to watch through at least even just a good chunk of it, even if they don't have time for the full thing, makes my day. I hope you all have a good day, good night, whatever time or non-time it is. If you're feeling stuck, alone, confused, lost, or scared, well, I hope that things either improve for you, stay manageable out there in the chaos, or that you find a ledge where you can sit down, rest, and vent your feelings off of without hurting yourself or others. My name is Flicker. This Lady Absinthe has gotten her dailies done, so I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Bye everyone, this catalyst is out!